So hi everyone, super happy to be the Paris Blockchain Week today. So I'm Nathan, the CRO of iExec, so in charge of revenue generation, ecosystem growth, and all the action links to the token that we have. So what is iExec? iExec is an infrastructure project founded back in 2017. We raised an ICO at the time, and now it's an ecosystem of builders around different verticals. We're vertical agnostic in terms of builders traction, and basically iExec is the trust layer for deep and AI. So we are providing the infrastructure projects to different applications and projects that wants to keep the ownership of the data, wants to monetize it, and wants to access the different infrastructure that we can provide to builders in this area. So iExec passed through a different life in our since the ICO. So from the first time of the ICO, which is delivering the white paper and going to production with the tech and infrastructure that we want to deliver. And now we are more in the ecosystem growth phase, which is the infrastructure is ready to go into production with the builders application, and really now developers can start to monetize their ownership of data and starting to circulate this data economy around iExec product. Well, I think it's a really on-the-trend question. A lot of people are asking what is AI, what is AI linked to the Web3 ecosystem, and what can be done to the AI project. I think everybody has different definition of what is AI in Web3. And currently we are more talking about AI agent, of course, but again, people are not saying the same thing on AI agent. So as iExec, our really value proposition is to allow different projects in AI to starting back to get ownership of the data, because when we're talking about AI in terms of data sets, LLM models or stuff like that, you need to have data and you need to have the ownership of data and you need to start monetizing it because it has a real value into different applications. So basically we don't need to really on our side define what is AI project, what is AI agent, what is the AI really training or something like that. We're just giving the infrastructure to different projects that wants to use data inside different models of AI. So currently we can see really that AI agent train is moving forward into different ecosystem and different kind of application. And this is something that we are also exploring on our side, on the research side, but also on the ecosystem growth, thanks to different acceleration system that we have to help builders in the AI project. So for example, we have different solutions such as the grant program, of course, to help builders starting to integrate the tech and get synergies business side and on tech side with different foundations. But also we can do investments that could be dilutive or non-dilutive to help builders building into this vertical. But I think we need to be very flexible about what is really the AI and not to be locked into a specific definition of AI project and specific kind of help to this project, because it's moving really, really fast. And our real value is to be super flexible in terms of where could we plug our infrastructure to this really user focus and real world application, and not to be really specifically linked to something that is trendy today but could be dead tomorrow. iExec, as mentioned in the beginning, is a trust layer for deep and AI projects. So in that sense, we're providing all the computing power and all the infrastructure power to help AI projects build with our technology. So what I'm talking about is in terms of computing power such as machines, so GPUs and T's, TEDx or SJX machines, and also how builders could really create data sets, starting to control the ownership of these data sets, who has access to this value of data, for how many time, for what price, should I rent it, should I sell it to different applications. So this is where really iExec is going to provide powers to AI models and application, because we are providing a decentralized infrastructure, because we're also working with different projects in terms of storage, computing power, or foundation also, to decentralize the maximum possible our access to this data, and after that plug into really use cases in AI. So again, talking about computing power, data sets, monetization of these data sets, and how as a user or as a builder I can really feel at the end of the month the revenue generation thanks to what I encrypted on iExec. I think iExec is a little bit considered today as an old project in terms of for how many times we've been in space. So it helps us also to get the credibility in terms of real providing tech value to this ecosystem. So now we need to also think about how could be really spread into different ecosystems and how the infrastructure could be super helpful for project because it's really the value proposition that we have. So currently our protocol is running into production. We are really TE native project. So now we need to also explore how could we be linked to different foundations and different ecosystems to help builders in these areas and these verticals to access to this privacy ownership infrastructure. So this is something super exciting for us, is to start really talking and exploring collaboration with main actors. I'm talking about foundation, talking about accelerators, launchpads, different investors as well, to spread the word of iExec and to make the infrastructure more accessible to the project. So as I mentioned before, we are talking about helping broad projects through investment. Also, we are putting a super highlight on our token. This is something that we did before, but now we're really exploring for this cycle. So how could we boost the utility of the token? How could the infrastructure of iExec could be really focused on the token and really on the economy, global economic for users. So exploring a lot of things on that, and also we need to be more, we'll say not aggressive, but not pragmatic about how the iExec token could be used into our infrastructure, but also in the project that are building on top of iExec. So, for example, we announced a few weeks ago that we made a buyback of our token to really start also giving back the power to older user and builder when they're starting to dig on iExec, what could be done with their LC token and how it can have really a power impact in our protocol as well. So I will say to recap everything, to spread more the infrastructure to what is done in space, to have more token-centric approach for this cycle, but also for the next years, and really exploring real-world use cases on our infrastructure. The real question is, the bull market has started or not yet? I think that the bull market has started on the Bitcoin side, but not on the altcoin side. We can see that really the investor mood currently is a risk-off investor mood. So when we're seeing the market crash, so stocks markets, equities, bonds, and everything, the crashing, and the gold is doing an ATH, that is crazy. People are not considering alts as a good investment right now, but I mean, it depends on what you're providing in terms of real value to the ecosystem. Our token is a utility token. It's not a speculative only coin. So we focus on building right now, focus on providing the best solution in terms of tech, spreading the word of iExec, and after people can really feel the value of our token. So I'm talking about more centric approach on our side, but also as the bull market, I would say I can't read the future. I hope no, because in terms of runway for different projects, there could be such bad news if the bull market is over. But I think when you're building real-world use cases and real-world value for this ecosystem, you can think that people will really feel the value of what you provide in the future and how it can be interesting in all the perspective. I think also something important is that we have much more coins than before. So liquidity will be super concentrated into few coins. So the real question is that should the bull market have started for altcoins? No. Should I start to really build value for projects? Yes, and for users as well.